If I was going to do a duet gig or something like that with an artist where it was acoustic, maybe a TV performance, something like that, something intimate, I would definitely, you know, go to some of the classic brands. Martin is definitely one of those classic acoustic brands that you've heard of for quality and sound, you know, like my entire guitar life. And going through this Fishman has a DI and it sounds great. And this little combo could be a great little, you know, acoustic gig kind of thing. If I was the only guitar player doing an acoustic gig with a singer, I would probably be playing more chordal and percussive, where the acoustic guitar is kind of the drums and the rhythm, you know, like that kind of thing, strummy, strum, strum. Whereas if maybe there was a band scenario, there might be certain parts played out, or maybe there's two acoustic guitars if you're doing just a full acoustic gig, so maybe there might be more chance to do, you know, other high stuff or arpeggios. While someone's, you know, if I was playing just by myself with one singer, I would want to have a full range of frequency. So all the low ends, so you get that, you know, that low bass kind of thing, and make sure it's bright enough, but you don't want to be super bright because you don't want to compete with the vocal, but you got to have full range of sound. You know? And if I was fitting into a scenario where I was a second player and I didn't need to have all the low end information, I was playing higher stuff, or like I said, arpeggios or more pretty, you know, glassier type of things, I wouldn't necessarily need to have as much low end. Maybe you want a little less and a little brighter to cut through, so that'd be a good way to maybe play with that. I've been using Taylor acoustic guitars for a couple of years now. I have a few that live at SNL, including a nylon string, and then a couple different ones, different versions of, you know, Dreadnought and Grand Auditorium and stuff like that, style, you know, body styles, just to have different flavors. And they're definitely very reliable. They stay in tune really well, and I love the bass, treble, and volume knobs here, so it's really easy to use. I'm gonna go through some of these effects and see what this has to offer. I don't normally use effects on acoustic guitars, but these sound really great, so I actually would possibly do that. It depends on the song, I think. If you're strumming along and there's not really a place for delay, and maybe that's not the right application, but it's all about finding the right effect for the right thing. So maybe if you were doing that, maybe a little bit of reverb, just so it's not bone dry, you know, or a little chorus or something, just for a little bit of hint of something a little more flavorful than just classic acoustic. But it's really up to you. You can use the chorus for more of an arpeggio type of part, which might give it some kind of sheen, which would be nice. You could also use it just straight up, you know, strumming away. So this would be a strum type thing without chorus, and then with chorus you can hear a difference. Less depth. Sometimes you can use reverb as just a little bit of a sweetener to make something not feel bone dry versus something really in a really big space. So an example could be taking a strumming pattern without the reverb so we can hear the difference. So here's without. Now here's adding in a little bit of reverb. So you hear it mostly after you stop the notes, but it's still there. It just gives it a little bit more ambience. Sometimes when playing acoustic guitar and it's too dry, it feels a little too naked. So a little bit of that reverb makes it a little bit more forgiving, which is nice for the player, I think. This is a great setup for home or live. Obviously, the addition of the effects is really fun because it can take your normal acoustic guitar at home with no amplification, just what you normally do. It just takes it into a whole other dimension of fun and things to check out. So that's really nice. Obviously live, like you got some volume. It's got a lot of like overall a big sound, I guess you'd say. Like the guitar still feels like it's coming through nicely. So this is a really, really cool setup, yeah. Another cool feature for this amp is that the two inputs, you can plug in a microphone or another guitar, so you have a friend over, or just bring this to, if you're gonna go play outside somewhere, like for a little gig outside or a coffee house or something, you don't wanna bring a lot of gear, just plug right in, two people, or you're busking on the subway and that's all you need. Just bring a mic, bring a thing, plug it in, and the Fishman, you're done, that's it, super easy.